Hi, welcome to the tutorial for assignment 6, scatter plots and trend lines. This is Shiqi and I'm going to walk you through all the steps in this assignment. First, let's look at step 1, which is to create a new sheet and then drag population onto the x-axis and violent crime onto the rows. And now I will put my Tableau window. Okay, as you can see, I already have an empty sheet available here. I'm going to rename it so to keep everything clear. I'm gonna rename it to scatter plots and trend lines. Okay. And now I'm going to drag population onto columns and violent crime onto rows. So as you can see, since our population and violent crimes are now categorized as measures, so it sums up all the values in population and all the values in violent crime. So here, this point actually shows the total sum for all the populations in all the cities and all the violent crimes in all the cities and states. And now we can click on the small arrow here and then select dimension to make population field from measure to dimension. And we can do the same thing for the violent crime. So the 1 point now changes to like multiple points. As we select on any of these points, now we can see the population and violent crime for each record. And then going to step 2, which says drag both city and state onto detail on the marks. So we can drag cities on the details. And the state automatically comes to the detail as well. So let's hover through one of the points here. So we can see that the city and state information is now available in the hover information box as well. And going to step 3. So it says on the toolbar, click on analysis, trend lines, and show trend lines. Okay, so I'm using a MacBook Pro laptop, so my toolbar is at the very top of the screen. So here, let me select my Tableau window and then I can select analysis and hover to trend lines and select show trend lines. As you can see now, we have a trend line for our data. And we can select on the trend line and see there's a formula showing the relationship between violent crimes and population. It also has a calculated R squared and P value for you, which is nice. And we can, going back to our guideline, the first bullet point says it would be nice if we could keep only the small population cities and exclude the bigger cities. Okay, in order to do that, we can drag population into our filters and select all values and click on next. So I can double click here and make it 1 million and select OK. And now we can see the trend line becomes more flatter. And by clicking on this trend line, the new trend line, and we can see the formula actually changes. So this formula actually basically means when there's a 1 unit increase in population, there will be a 0.007 increase in violent crimes. And we can also right click population here and select show filter, and then we can drag and see how we filter population can lead to different trend lines. And going back to our guideline, step 4, highlight the marks that you want to keep, right click them and click on keep only. Okay, so in order to do that, I can click on, for example, I click on Detroit. It will have a pop-up message box and there's a keep only tab, I can click on this tab and will save, like leave only this point in our plot. And in order to remove this, like going back to what we have earlier, we can like drag this tab like away. So this will like redo what we just did. And additionally, I can add filters to these exercises, try filter for state and compare the cities that you are familiar with. Okay, so in order to do that, I can also drag the state to our filter, and I can manually select what I want. In this case, I'm going to like use the custom value list. So I'm going to only choose Virginia because I'm currently in Virginia, and hit enter and select Virginia. And I also want to select New York. Let me type New York and hit enter and select New York City. And I would also like to see California as well. California. And then select California and then select OK. So now I have the information for those 3 states. And then I can drag city in the filters mark and then do a customer value list or do a select from list. I want to look for Arlington. Yeah. Oh, there's too many of them. I'm just gonna use the customer value list. I'm gonna use Arlington. And then maybe Fairfax, if I can find Fairfax. Fairfax. No. Yeah, Fairfax. Maybe Fairfax City as well. Or Alexandria. Alexandria. So I'm gonna first just choose these cities and then select OK. And now we can see the points there. Yeah, so and one additional thing, you can have colors by different colors. So we can have, for example, we can have property crime, and then we can drag property crime and then drag it to colors. And now we can see that the darker the color, the more property crime that city has. So the Alexandria has like more violent crime than the other 2 cities. And also we can do the same thing. For example, we want to see how robbery is in different cities. We can drag robbery onto size. Again, we can see Alexandria has a larger, have more robbery crimes compared to Fairfax. I think that's all I have for you. So try to post some meaningful visualizations to the cloud. Thanks for watching.